Catchified. They were having a tutu at in Hamilton at the mall today, and it was recorded by some whānau live. So this is what this song is from. So I'll just taper it down, and we'll catch a little bit of it later on. G'day. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever time it is in your time zone. This is Joseph Stevens. I'm a member of TBC and the Billion Coin. And I'm from Wellington, New Zealand. And today is Saturday the 6th, the 2nd. Well, they say 06, 02, they do it funny. But it is Saturday the 2nd of June, 2018. Our house. I put that up just sort of in the last minute. I didn't know what I was going to sort of name my topic until I sort of thought about what I wanted to do, what I wanted to say today. But education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. And Nelson Mandela said that. Now I'm using this quote as as a punch towards those who are lazy to help themselves by reading the blog to get educated on how to do things, and also to the referrers who are bringing them in and just leaving them and abandoning them. See, we don't mind taking them, do we? And before I get into this a bit, I just want to say hello to Te Kotai. Kia ora Bitcoin Scott, welcome. Kia ora Sharon. Your message came through just as I was about to start, so I had to sort of stop for a couple of seconds and look at it and then jump on. And I'll say a bit more on that in a few. And hello to my wife too. She's my moderator along with Te Kotai. Where was I? Our house. Also to the referrers, bringing in members and just leaving them, just not looking after them, just leaving them to try and do things, not even teach them properly as well. They have to try and stumble through things, trying to learn the blog, trying to figure out how to get their send buttons turned on, and they've been in for a little while and they don't know how to do that. That's just crazy. And then they just leave them for and then these referrals just sit there and they don't know nothing. And that's probably what the crux of it all is, that they're ending up asking a lot of questions on our broadcasts, and we're trying to give them we give them the answers, but we're trying to figure out why they don't know the answers. We refer them to the blog and to read the blog, but we're at that stage where the blog has gone past all of what is been sort of shown to us, like when we came in, we were sort of taught, we sort of learned step by step. It was there. This is how to do the send button. This is how to do the wallets, etc. This is how you do transactions. And they're coming in and they're going, where do I go? What do I do? So we've got to clean up our house ourselves and help them, because they've just been dumped there and they don't know what to do. This is why. This is what I can see why we're getting a lot of questions. And yeah, Randy's getting bombarded. Kerry gets bombarded. I'm lucky I don't. I bombard everybody else's. But I know where the answers are. But at the same time, I not only sort of chuck questions in there, I chuck questions into other people's broadcasts just to see if they can answer the question. I already know the answer of most of them, but I just want to chuck a question in there to see if you can answer it and see how, that's what I do. And you can do the same to me. You can chuck a question in there, like, and see if I can answer it. Cross fingers, I hope I do. But I'm like Stephen, I'm like yourselves. I've educated myself on the blog pretty much to the point where I'm probably going to start reading the blog backwards, where everybody's coming forward. They're starting from the other end and coming forward again. I might go backwards towards them. So we all meet in the middle. So if you've got people that are coming to you asking you questions, ask them what, the one question we should be asking is, why are you asking us these questions? Why don't you know these answers? It's right there in the blog. Why don't you know them? And that's probably because we've gone that far into the blog that they don't know how to look. They don't know what to look for. They don't know what you're talking about when they say, what send button? Where's that? What's the billion coin info? What is that? I haven't logged into there. Or what do you mean I have to watch the broadcast? What do you mean? What are you talking about migration? These are the questions that have been chucked around on, and that's what I've been seeing. What is our mission? Our mission is to serve one another with love and respect. True? And use the billion coin to lift humanity out of hunger, poverty, and misery. True? I hope a lot of people watch this video later on and then have another look at it and think, yeah, I did that. I left them. What happened to my referrals? Why have they gone to Bitcoin Scott? Or why have they gone to Koto? Or why have they gone to Sharon? Or why have they come to me? Why? What did I do wrong? Well, did they educate them first? Or did they just leave them, go, bye-bye? Here it is, help yourself. You got the free Kingles? That's all I need to show you. No, that's not all you need to show them. You need to show them the highways through our system. You need to teach them not educate them. You just need to teach them. I won't say educate, because educating is schooling. Yeah, I get angry when people do that and just leave people to fend for themselves. I know what it was like growing up, and you had to fend for yourself sometimes, you know. But you get over it, and you grow up, and you harden up. My granddaughter gets a little scratch on her leg, starts to cry, and I just tell her to harden up. She stops. Get koro. But she's funny at the same time with it. And she knows I'm only teasing her. But if you get you see a referrer coming in and they've got a little bit of a scratch on their leg, tease them in and help them. Show them the right way. Show them our way. That's cleaning our house. Keep our house clean so that no one comes in here and has an excuse to tell us, oh, you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong, you're doing this wrong. No, we're not. We've got no excuse to let them say that. So this is what I'm going to be teaching them. And also learn from them as well. Because they may have things that we don't know. We can use that. They may have contacts that we don't know. We can use that. But when you bring people into TBC, you need to keep the house tidy. Don't shove things under the rug. Or an old saying was, don't sweep things under the carpet. That's an old saying. Everything that you can imagine is real. So when one door closes, another one opens. But often we look so long at that closed door that it becomes reality. And we can't see the one which is opened for us. Think about that one. Study the blog. That's our job. Then we educate them to study the job. The blog, the job. So we study the blog, we educate them, then it's their turn to study the blog. Then we study it again. The best things in life are free. The best things in life are free. What have I got? We've been handed free. Yeah, yep. We've been handed free Kringles. It's free. Or free cookies. Free instructions. Free advice. We've been spoon-fed. And like children, still complain. And we found relief in TBC from the Philippines and Doc Dan. So where do we go from here? Well, the only way is, the wife just said, up. The only way is... Anyone? Nobody's typing. The only way is forward, towards our goals. Let's start making them a reality. But at the same time, keeping the house clean, keeping it tidy, making sure we're educating our people, and making sure they keep their house clean as they start to bring people in. And we need more broadcasters, eh? We truly do. Because the gap between me and who was, oh no, yeah, Dan Leach was on just before me, but he was teaching Kringle Cash. But the gap between, I think it was Paul, who was at 12, it was between 12 and 12:30. The gap between that and the last speaker was TBC Revolution. There was no one in between that. Now, all of our, I think all of our broadcasters dropped off because they've got all the free broadcasting Kringles. And they said, oh, well, that's enough for me. We'll just wait till around November. Dumb, because from now until November, you can still keep building it up. Yes, Sharon, exactly. Study the blog. And if you can't find the answer, there's a search tab. That's how I find the answer. Yep, and we do. We need more. We need more broadcasters. Keep our house clean. And it doesn't matter. It does not matter how slowly you go. Yeah, it does not matter how slowly you go, as long as you do not stop. You can just cruise along like a turtle. But don't stop. Or was it the rabbit in there? And tortoise and the rabbit. And who won the race? The tortoise, because he didn't stop, he kept going. Rabbit stopped for a sleep. Old kid's story. Anyway. And really, modern educators shouldn't chop down trees or jungles. They should be irrigating the deserts, creating plantation there. See, I spoke about growing hemp in a few broadcasts ago, and growing hemp means you don't have to chop down the trees. It takes, what, 10 to 15 years for trees to mature before they're right for cutting down. With hemp, 4 months, then you can grow again. 4 months, then you grow again. How many months in a year? 12?
Oh.
Logical.
And Coach has put up a comment, and Darren Haywood's just saying.
G'day, Darren. Welcome to my broadcast. We do our part. Admin do their part, eh? Yes. Yes. Our part is to do our broadcasts and educate and help. Admin educate us. We follow we follow his or her guidelines, because I don't know if the admins are him or her. So, to keep our house clean through teaching, broadcasting, and find ways to really benefit from that. And yeah, I won't say too much more about growing hemp, because that's my goal. I know that I've got acres and acres back at the east coast of where I come from in Gisborne, and I've got a lot of land there. But I can't do anything right now because it's up in pine. And if I'd known about pine trees 60 years ago, yeah. But I was just been born. And we actually can't do nothing because my niece has got a 60-year lease on it anyway. So, but she did ask me about the hemp. And I said, well, we can't do anything because you've got to land up in pine. And so that's and that is a better way of making a less expensive way of growing something to make paper, plastic, you name it, everything. So keep our house clean through teaching, broadcasting, and finding ways to really benefit from what we have. I don't know. This is the thing we were talking about, Sharon, and that is we're talking about starting a think tank through maybe what was it? Zoom, or maybe Skype, and probably even better in groups. Looking at and what I think too is that looking for people that can help us, like people that were against the government in a lot of things. And my uncle was one of them. And he always tried, he's been taught in the system for ages. And he always uses Māori tanga for it. And some of you might know him if you've watched the news a while back. And he made his own money. And he handed it out to people. And he was handing out to people in Aotara and Mangere, up in Auckland. And then he made passports. Anybody got, you have any ideas of who that was, Te Kotai or Sharon? It was my uncle, my mum's brother. Yeah, no, I can see that. So yes, my uncle made his own currency and passports. And so I thought, hang on. I thought this morning, hang on, I think I'm going to get, because I've already got him on board, but he hasn't paid his $10 yet. And he's sort of right into something else right now, which is a stone that came from the islands. It's pretty spiritual. But he's right into that. But I sent him a message this morning, and I showed him what they've been doing in the Philippines and the currency in that, and how can we utilize that? How can we utilize that currency here in New Zealand? Who can we approach? And I think right now, because Jacinta's having a rest, why not attack Winston Peters? Approach the corporation world, implementations of TBC to countries that have never heard of TBC yet. Yeah. Think tank to form ideas on how to take TBC to the next level. Yep. And broadcasters is TBC's billionaires. Everyone else is TBC's millionaires. Yep. And we had something come out in the blog about that. I think I saw it this morning, whereas people that are just coming on, they get the 100,000 or something like that, whereas the broadcasters get that much more. I saw it anyway. How do we utilize our think tank? Any ideas? And we've got to get even yourself, Darren. We've got to involve you, and we've got to involve even Bitcoins, even you, Scott. We've got to get our heads together, and I don't want it to actually be like a committee. I'd rather it be like on a management level, not a committee level. A committee is a committee which, okay, raise money for this, raise money for that. But on a management level, it's developing. If we can develop what we have as a package, we can show. And my sister, I started with my sister this yesterday and asked her what she been doing with TBC and that, and she's stuck because she's waiting for a send button. And I says, well, have you ticked the little box in your billion coin info? And she said, what's that? This is why I said we've got to clean our house, because I'm starting a power presentation that I'm going to be sending to her, a PowerPoint presentation for her. I'm going to send it to her, which will have everything on it from the beginning to the end. Now, if I can put that on file and put it in so that everyone can use it, they just need to tweak it for themselves. More than welcome to it once I've finished it and gone through it. This is Think Tank. We've got to make the answers to help people develop ourselves, our community, and everybody else. And yes, on a management level, or even at a higher level. We don't want it as a committee. No, we need to go up higher.
Like it costs.
Ideas. Bring them all in, Darren. We need those ideas. We need to keep going. We need to get up there. We need to bring everything in, get up there. Let's work it. Let's show the people how. Let's just follow what on what Dr. Dan has done, and keep it at a high level. This is not this is not a well, how do you, a impoverished way of putting it. Is that complete? This is not. We're not developing. Oh, what's the lower level? You know, we're not going to be developing way down there. We're developing from up here. If we start here, but we want to go there, and we got to. I reckon we will be there in about before you know it, in a blink, because the price of petrol over here is ridiculous. So if we can develop ourselves and start showing a lot more management and a lot more leadership, we will all get there. So we need to get a Zoom room going and start doing this. Is everybody in? Thumbs up. Put a thumbs up. There's a little smiley face down there.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yes, Sharon.
Where's the thumbs up?
Scroll. See, I've got to educate my wife on how to use a computer properly. Yes, now we're seeing it. That's what I want to see. Everybody in, let's do the thumbs up. We need smart. We need the smart to talk turkey to the powers that be. And I think this is where my uncle's going to come in really handy. And not only that, I got someone else up my sleeve as well, who was a great friend of my older brother's. He was the ex-Governor General of New Zealand, and Governor General Jerry Mataparai. I have other good mates who were right up there in the sporting world, like Buck Shelford, Tana Umanga, Mark Sorensen, the softball. Geez, got tons of people that got clout. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We need to come up with a plan how to make our coin stand out here in New Zealand, like in the Philippines. Yes, we do.
Oh, Darren's on.
Afternoon, son. And this is my son over in Melbourne, Darren Blackley. Dazza. And he got me into this, incidentally. No regrets.
Okay. Hi, Mum.
See, family orientated. Okay. I'm just trying to make my. So where do we start? When do we start is more like it. When do we start? When do we start getting this all together? And when do we start making this happen? And who else do we need to pull in besides who we've got here? And all of you on here, the first ones to hear this, that if we would, for this think tank that Sharon and I came up with yesterday. It's a Zoom think tank. Start now. Find people. Find people that you've already got in amongst you, that are already in with you, who you think can talk. I've got that gift of the gab, so that we can get the ball rolling. I know I will be really attacking my uncle on this one, because it would make him feel really big once we get this off the ground here in New Zealand. Because I think if we can get this off the ground in New Zealand, we'll leave a lot of countries in their wake, because we did it first after the Philippines. Will that mean that Philippines will actually go fully if it did happen here as well? I think so. I think so. And then I think after that, a lot of countries will just go boom, 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 boom. So if we're the second one to get it rolling, or if Papua New Guinea do get it rolling, but if we are the second ones to get it rolling, then I reckon we should do this. Do it. Let's do it. Let's start. Let's put all your have a good think of it overnight, and see what we come up with. Okay, and just we'll just go from there. Have a good think of it, or even give yourselves a couple of hours and then jump on to Sharon's one at 8 o'clock tonight, New Zealand time, and see what we can come up with. Bring the ideas to the table, in other words. And start now, don't wait for someone else. Put your ideas forward. Well, that's exactly what we're saying. Exactly. But we need to have ideas on how we're going to approach government, how we're going to approach merchants, how we're going to approach virtually everybody and anybody. And I know that the one thing that will help too is for referrals is having that PowerPoint presentation that I'm going to have a look at, that I'm going to finish because I've started it, and getting that out into people's hands and using. Kia ora, Lucy. We're just doing a think tank here from the Southern Hemisphere, and working out how we're going to do this and putting ideas together. And we need to start. We need to start now. And we don't want to develop a committee. We want to do it at management level, up here, not down there, up here. So the quicker we can do this and the quicker we can think out everything, we'll take it to them. I'll take it to them. I'm right here in Wellington, right next to the government. And I'm sure my uncle wouldn't hesitate to shoot down this way from Auckland. Shit. Hold on. So. I just got to do something for the wife. Goodness. Because she doesn't know how to operate computers properly. Thank you. That was done quickly. IT person.
That's you.
IT person. Oh, and Darren too. And he's in Melbourne, Australia. Well, Deza. Sorry. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And yes, his wife is Filipino. And isn't she of high rank over there too? As in what do you need? Because it's not hard to do PowerPoints. That's simple. Kotai? As in what do you need? We know everything is in black and white. Yeah. Like a powerful presentation. But we also need ideas, and we need a speaker that, yeah, like an actor. Joe was a IT admin. Punk. As displays, as in presentations, but we need to. And I got a cousin who's in Dubai. He's the director of Abu Dhabi. Is it Abu Dhabi News?
Abu Dhabi.
One of the biggest news people over in Dubai. And I also got another speaker, and everybody knows this one. I don't know Taumata. My brother-in-law.
My brother.
He is our brother-in-law. He married into family. Well, my Daniel married his sister. And yes, I don't know Taumata. TV3. Or is it? Māori News. Māori channel. Yeah. So I have got a few people in the right places for us. And if we can get it on there. And also Grant Kiriyama, who's also a cousin. So let's get this going. I can get it into them. I can get it into their hands. We just need a plan of action. And so I think I'm going to leave it there with that because the wife's got to go. Because the daughter's got a netball game, isn't she? And we'll catch you all on Sharon's one and bomb her with everything. Okay? Where's that song gone? So with that, people, I've gone over my 30 minutes again. But so what? There's nobody following me. And so anyway, with that, I just want to say on behalf of my wife, Sandy, and myself, this is Joe Stevens saying kia ora, good evening, good afternoon, g'day. Stay safe. If you need any information or you need help, just down the bottom here on the Show Me. I'd like to say everyone for turning up on my broadcast today, including Sharon, Kotai, Tio Kotai, sorry, Darren, And kia ora, Mr. Bitcoin Scott. Lucy as well. Kia ora, Lucy. Thank you all. Did I miss anybody? No, I got everybody so far. And for everybody else that does show up on my and has a look at my broadcast, just want to say kia ora, stay safe. And don't use your phone while you're driving. Kia ora. Bye-bye.